Hey campers, welcome to Bible Gyms. Today we're going to learn about best friends. Best friends?
Welcome to Bible Gyms. I'm Auntie Linda.
And I'm Uncle Aaron.
And we are going to have a good time today. And boys and girls, are you glad you're on Bible Gyms today? All right, come and join the fun. We're going to start out with Miss Jody's going to teach us a really cool Bible verse. Come on.
Okay.
Abraham believed God, Abraham believed God, and he was called the friend of God. Abraham believed God, Abraham believed God, and he was called the friend of God. James chapter 2:23.
All right, thank you so much for sharing that
welcome.
memory verse song.
Uncle Aaron, I think we're missing something.
I think we are too. We're missing our Bible Gems treasure box.
That's right. Where's our Bible Gems treasure box?
I think it might be over there. You want to go and get it?
Yeah, I'll look. Let's see. Where is it?
Is that a heavy one?
It's heavy. It must be filled with gems. I don't know.
Well, Jesus is going to have lots of gems for us in heaven.
Yeah, that's right. All right, who wants to open up the chest today? All right, Amanda, go ahead and open up. Wow. There they are, gold coins and sapphires, rubies and emeralds.
They're
But
beautiful.
the most beautiful all, what's that there in the middle?
God's Word.
God's Word. It's the Scriptures, the ancient Scriptures. Well, let's see what we're going to learn about today. Let me take a look. Here we go. We're going to learn today about a story where a man became the friend of God. Friend of God. Who here has a friend? Raise your hand. You have a friend. That's so cool. Who here has what's sometimes called a best friend? Now, I want to ask you another question. What makes someone a friend? What does it mean to be a friend?
They be kind and help each other out and are nice to people and they make you feel happy.
Oh, I love that answer. They're kind, they make you feel good. That is so good. Anyone else? One more who wants to share what it means to be a friend.
To be kind.
To be kind. Yes, friends are always kind. Do you guys think, can you be friends with someone who you haven't spent any time with?
We can be nice to them and kind and get to know them.
Yeah, definitely. We should be nice and kind to everyone. But the secret ingredient of being a friend is spending time together and getting to know someone to the point in which you trust them. So the story we're going to learn about today is a man named Abraham. Who here has heard before about the story of Abraham? That's awesome.
Oh, I've heard it. I love that story.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too. And this story begins with Abraham and his family in a faraway country called Ur of the Chaldees. Ur. Who would want to live in a place called Ur? Anyways, while he was there in Ur, something special happened. God introduced and showed himself to Abraham in a very special way. Who knows what God asked Abraham to do? Anyone here know? Yeah, that's right. God showed up to Abraham and he asked him to let go of everything he knew and to go to a faraway land where he'd never been before, to the land of Canaan. To the land of Canaan. Do you think that you'd really have to trust somebody if you were to give up everything you had to go and follow, wherever they told you to go? Yeah. Yeah, you'd really have to trust someone. Have any of you ever trusted someone to just go and do whatever they told you?
What about our parents?
Yeah.
Do you trust your parents?
Who here trusts their parents? Yeah, you trust your parents because they've been with you your whole life and they love you and they care about you. And Abraham realized that he had a friend in God and he could trust him. And so he said, okay, God, you want me to leave everything here in Ur of the Chaldees and go to this land of Canaan? Well, then I'll go. And so off he went. And as he was making his way there, he brought his nephew. Who knows what the name of the nephew of Abraham was? Lot. And once they got there to Canaan, they began to spread out, and Abraham had a lot of animals. He had a lot of livestock and sheep and goats. And so he had all that, and he came. And there was one time where Lot and Abraham had a disagreement. There was a certain plot of land, and there were so many animals that they were like, hey, how can we make room for both of us? And so even though Uncle Abraham had the right to say, you know what, I'm the older one, and I can get whatever I want, he decided to say, you know what, I'm going to be a humble guy, and I'm going to let Lot, my younger nephew, have the land that he wants. Should we say, I'm right, and everything I say goes, and that's how it has to be? No, we should take a humble attitude and put others before ourselves. You see, Abraham had spent lots of time with God to know that God puts us first, even before himself. God cares about us. So Abraham wanted to reflect that to his younger nephew, Lot. You see, when God brought Abraham to the land of Canaan, who knows what he was promised? What did God promise he would give to Abraham?
He promised to give him a son.
He promised him that he would give him a son. That's right. And through a son, how many children would Abraham get?
As much as the stars.
Whoa, as many as the stars.
That's a lot of children.
Whoa. There was another way that God told how many descendants Abraham would have. He said the stars of heaven is one way. If you can count how many they are, that's how many kids you're going to have. But what was the other thing he said, Carter?
And the sand by the sea.
That's right, the sand. You can think of it this way. The stars and the sand. Can you count how many pieces of sand are there all over the world?
No way.
No way. It's way too many. And so Abraham was running into a difficulty. You see, he began to think, okay, God has promised me the land, and I guess I'm here. I'm in the land of Canaan, but my wife, Sarah, she's not getting pregnant. I don't have a kid. And so he decided to try to come up with his own way of doing things, his own way of getting a child. But even though he disobeyed God and distrusted him, did God cast him away? No, God still used him, okay? And eventually, God came back to Abraham, and he told him that, hey, Abraham, you're going to have a son. And who knows the name of Abraham's promised son?
Isaac.
Isaac, that's right, Isaac. Now, who here knows what the name Isaac means? Pardon?
It means laughter.
It means laughter. Wow, I'm so glad you knew that. Who here likes to laugh? I like to laugh too. Sometimes our friends make us laugh, don't they?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, our friends make us laugh. Well, when Abraham was hanging out with God and God was letting him know that he was going to have a son, sometimes it's good to laugh, but sometimes it's not the right time to laugh. And when Abraham heard that he was going to have a son and his wife was going to have a son, You know what he did? He laughed. He laughed at God. He thought he just said, no way, are you serious? I'm almost 100 years old. How am I going to have a child? And my wife is really old too. How is she?
And she was laughing too.
Yeah, and a little bit later she was laughing. But God said, you know what? What looks impossible for humans to do is possible with me. Do you guys believe that?
Yeah.
Do you believe that there are things that humans, it's not possible for us to do, but with God it is possible?
Yes.
Yes. A little bit later, Jesus said, with man, when his disciples asked him, how can we be saved? Jesus said, with man, it's impossible. But with God, all things are possible. And so there it was. Abram laughed, no way. God, are you serious? I'm going to have a kid? And God said, you know what? You are going to have a kid, and his name will be Isaac. His name will be Isaac, which means laughter. And so God wanted to teach Abraham that although he was laughing at, oh, are you serious? No way. God said, no way, yes way. And guess what happened? Did his wife get pregnant? Yes. And there out came Isaac, the fulfillment of the promised son given to him.
Why did Abraham not believe God?
Well, sometimes our feelings don't align with what God says is going to happen. And so, unfortunately, Abraham distrusted God. But remember, he still stayed as a friend of God, and God said, I'm still going to use you. And he brought him Isaac, the promised son. Let's go back to the idea of a friend. A good friend always fulfills their promises, don't they? Right? A good friend won't say something and do something else. Now, who is the best friend now some of you told me earlier that you have a best friend, but really our greatest best friend is God. Because sometimes, if we're honest, our friends can hurt us. Has anyone here ever had a friend that hurt you? Maybe they weren't trying to do it on purpose, but sometimes they said something and they did another, or maybe they got angry at you and said something that they shouldn't have, or did something they shouldn't have. But does God ever do anything to hurt you? Does God do anything to break our trust? No. Never. God's always faithful to his promises. But sometimes, just like how Abraham looked, and he thought, man, no way does it look like I'm ever going to have a kid with my wife, Sarah. Sometimes when we look at the world around us, we think, man, this world is so scary sometimes. You know, this world, I'm sad sometimes, and it looks like maybe things are happening with my family or my friends or my school or my community in this country, and I don't know what's happening. And sometimes it doesn't seem like God's going to do anything about it. But when we look back and we read the stories of Abraham and others in the Holy Scriptures, we can see that God is always faithful to his promises. So when God says that he's going to give us a new home in the new earth, we can believe it. All right, everyone, I can't wait to see you next time. Let's go ahead and give each other some high fives. Everyone who's your friend, if you have a friend, give them a high five. Yeah.